You have to remember that collagen, one of the biggest hypes that we have right now, I'm not against it. I mean, plant-based collagen is mostly a scam. If you are buying collagen, the only collagen that can work is marine collagen. That's the only collagen that can work for your skin. Today I want to talk about skin. You know, so many people are constantly chasing products and creams and oils and serums for skin and sunscreens. I don't have a problem with any of these things as long as we have the basics right. Because the thing is, it all goes wrong if we think that that skin products and serums and all of that can replace the fundamentals of what the human body requires for great skin. Look around you. You know, sometimes you should be observant in public places or when you know people who are living, you know, beyond 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and look at their skin. I know about 9 such people in my close vicinity. Beautiful skin at 94, 95, the guys as well as the ladies. Beautiful, flawless skin. They have some signs of aging, of course, wrinkles, but their skin, tight, beautiful. How? They don't use any creams. The women probably just moisturize. The guys have never even used a skincare product. The point is, like I said, times have changed. It doesn't mean that we can't make our skin better using products, but we need to understand that if we think we can replace the fundamentals of what the human body requires for skin, that's when we're highly mistaken. I know so many people out there using a ton of products, and without the products, and when they don't use the products, their skin looks old, wrinkled, they have blemishes, they have acne popping up. That's your body trying to tell you that you've done too much of the external work, and it's about time that you start looking internally. The health of your gut, any vitamin deficiencies, your sleep, the kind of workouts that you do. Stress will show up on your face and age you faster, and there is no cream, there is no anti-aging cream. I challenge any company in the world that slaps on anti-aging cream on their products to prove that it actually will reduce the age of skin. It can, for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, by helping you retain moisture, all of that, go for it. It's okay to look good, but work with the fundamentals. So let's get into the fundamentals of skin. Number one, if you have poor gut health, you're constantly eating junk, you have SIBO, you have dysbiosis, you've been on heavy antibiotics and you've not rebuilt the gut, you have inflammation in your gut. How do you know that your gut isn't working the right way? You have bowel movement issues, either too many loose motions, constipation, you have inflammation in your gut, you have bloating all the time, you have acidity, you have indigestion, you have acid reflux. These are all signs that, and you have a lot of cravings as well, constant cravings of carbohydrates and sugar. So what happens is that if you start to remove all this junk and processed from your diet, your skin automatically starts to change, automatically, without any addition of anything. Use your creams, but understand what happens when you stop feeding your body what it doesn't need, or when you stop feeding your body foods that inflame you. All right, the second thing that we need is sleep. That's why it's called beauty sleep. When you sleep deeply enough, you wake up with the most beautiful skin, no puffy face, no water retention. Your skin just looks amazing. And that's why models, etc., all of these people are constantly looking at their sleep to look good the next day. You have to remember that collagen, one of the biggest hypes that we have right now, I'm not against it. I mean, plant-based collagen is mostly a scam because there cannot be anything called plant-based collagen. So they usually put the vitamins and the proteins required to build collagen. If you are buying collagen, the only collagen that can work is marine collagen. That's the only collagen that can work for your skin, for your joints. There's a type 1, type 2, type 3. Keep it simple. But I'm going to teach you different ways to get natural collagen, the most powerful being deep sleep. But I want to be practical. Sometimes life doesn't allow us to have deep sleep, and that's when you can use supplements. Now today I'm going to introduce you to my friend, CEO Zach. He's the CEO of your skin, or she's the CEO of your skin. All right? That's how we're going to remember what those fundamentals are for our skin. Let's start with CEO Zach. The C stands for vitamin C. For your skin, you need the right amount of foods that are giving you vitamin C. So your cruciferous vegetables, your citrus fruits, all of the vitamin C foods, you want to make sure you have the right amount of vitamin C. If you don't get it from your foods, make sure you professionally get it as a supplement. The E is vitamin E. Extremely important to maintain the integrity and the barrier of your skin. it is so important that the barrier of your skin protects you. So we get vitamin E in our nuts and in our seeds, and of course you will get it in supplement form under professional guidance. What is the O? Omegas, our omega fatty acids, found in nuts and seeds and found in fatty fish, and of course if you're vegetarian, you will find it in an algal oil supplement, or you will also find it in chia seeds, walnuts, and flax seeds in smaller quantities. So that's CEO. Remember, the CEO of your skin. Now let's move straight to ZAC. What does the Z stand for? Zinc. You need zinc for great skin. Why? Zinc is also required for your immune system. Now, why do you need a strong immune system for your skin? See, when those little boils pop up or acne and they start to get pussy and they don't heal and they infect the areas around you more and more, and then your doctor finally gives you an antibiotic. Hey, if you had the right amount of zinc, your immune system could be stronger. But if sometimes you are given an antibiotic, please take it, but make sure that you're taking a prebiotic along with it, you're taking a vitamin K along with it, and you're taking a B complex along with it. So the Z is your zinc. You find it in foods as well, your nuts, your seeds, and oysters, and a whole load of other foods, including red meat. Okay, that's your Z. Your A for ZAC is your antioxidants. Constantly, we are getting hit with pesticides in our food, pollution. There's stuff everywhere. Okay, sometimes we're in the sun at the wrong time when it's too harsh on our skin. All of this is creating oxidation in our body, and that's why we need antioxidants. Antioxidants are found in all of your fruits, the berry family being the highest. You also find it in your vegetables. You find it in your lentils and your legumes. Basically, all the food that nature gives you, you find your antioxidants. So that's ZA. C is collagen, required for your skin. Elasticity, the tightness of your skin. Like I said, you sleep deeply, you will find it over there. You eat cucumbers, it's great for your skin as well. If you have to use a supplement, you want to use a great supplement that doesn't have added sugar, and you want to follow the dosage and make sure that you're taking it the right way. You can take collagen supplements, but do it safely. So that's the ZAC. I had to add the H. Even though a ZAC could be a ZAC, we made it a ZACH because the H is for your hydration. Even 1/4% of dehydration or 1/4% less water that you're drinking in a day can immediately affect your skin. We have to understand that hydration is so important for your skin. So you are CEO ZAC. Now you want to reflect, am I getting enough of everything that I need for my skin? Like I said, please do your serums, do everything that you need, but skin is an inside out. As you notice, I mentioned zinc, vitamin C, antioxidants. You'll also find this on the front packs of your skin products, enriched with vitamin C, zinc, etc. Good, have it. Okay, but you need to also eat it. It needs to be absorbed, assimilated in your body. It works inside out. What you put inside will reflect on your outside. And these are the basics of skin. When you work out, you increase blood circulation, you keep your lymphatic system moving. That's the garbage disposal system of your body. You don't want waste accumulating in your body. And of course, please go to your dermatologist when you have problems. Sometimes you do have problems. A few days ago, I remember I had just had this breakout at the side and was itching and all of that stuff. So I got in touch with a skin doctor who's been on my podcast, and she just had a look at it through a picture. She said, hey, look, you need to use this cream for 2 to 3 days. You've been traveling a lot, etc., etc. She told me to eat some probiotics through my food, so my yogurt and my sauerkraut. And within 3 days, I was absolutely fine. So sometimes we do need that help. But my point is, if you are out there thinking that a skin product alone is going to give you the best skin, you are highly mistaken. Spending time in nature can also be great for our skin. People have scared us enough about the sun. Of course, when you're in harsh sun, you've got to protect your skin. But the early morning sun that you get, the 1 hour or 1.5 to 2 hours, depending on which part of the world that you live in, that first hour or 2 hours of when the sun rises is so amazing for every part of your body and your skin. And that is the time you don't want to have your sunscreen on. All right, I have mixed views about sunscreen, but if you must use it, then use it when the sun is harsher. But you want that natural sunlight. You want to absorb so much of energy and so much of literally nutrition and energy from the sun when it's early in the morning. Sunset as well. Sunset is the time when you don't want to have anything on your face. You want to be able to expose your skin to that beautiful evening last light of the day. So use sunscreen when you have to. Okay, follow the rules of your land. Like people living in Australia have very different rules when it comes to sunscreen, etc. But again, the fundamentals have to be right if you want skin. Otherwise, you'll spend a lot of your money and a lot of your time chasing the dream for great skin, and it'll never happen if you think creams alone, serums alone, oils and face masks and stuff like that alone can fix your problem. In fact, I want to encourage you, if you are someone who has great skin, all right, don't even get into products. Because I know a lot of people who have great skin and then they start to use products because they think it'll make it better. Now their skin starts to change because you're now dependent on chemicals. You're now dependent on a whole load of stuff that goes into those long lists of really tiny ingredients on your skincare. You want to be really careful of that. Of course, there are great brands with skincare that have honest ingredients and stuff, so make the right decision. At the end of the day, your skin is yours. You want to treat it the right way, and you got to get the fundamentals right. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you for your time.